Hello friends, welcome to NS Lectures YouTube channel. In this video, I am going to cover complete cyber security subject. This video is very much useful for all BTech and as well as MTech students. Before starting this video, please subscribe to my channel and share with your friends, and let's get started. See friends, these are the topics that I am going to cover in this video. See, completely there are 5 units. See, in unit 1, introduction to cyber crimes. Introduction to cyber crimes and what are cyber crime and what is information security and IT Act 2000 and what is legal perspective and global perspective, and also what is cyber stalking, what is cyber crime. See, all this I am going to cover. And in unit 2, cyber crimes related to mobile and wireless devices. See, all these topics I am going to cover in this video. And similarly, unit 3, what are cyber crimes and cyber security. See, this unit 3 is completely about IT Act 2000. See, this IT Act 2000 is also known as Indian IT Act. This unit 3 is completely about IT Act 2000. I am going to cover this. And unit 4 is about computer forensics. See, what are computer forensics and what is digital forensics, what is cyber forensics, and what is forensic analysis and digital forensics. All these are covered in this video. And similarly, in unit introduction to IPR issues. See, IPR issues and as well as social media marketing issues. These two topics are related to this unit 5. All this I am going to cover in this video, completely 5 units. I am going to cover all these 5 units just within 1 hour. I have uploaded these cyber security tutorials individually. If you want that video, I will provide link in description. You can watch that. First one is, what is meaning of cyber crimes? Before knowing that, you need to know what is meaning of crimes. Crime is nothing but it is an illegal activity which is against the government. If you perform this illegal activity, government has right to punish us. See, for example, if you kill any person, it comes under crime. But what is meaning of cyber crime? Cyber crime is nothing but crime which is performed by using computer or any other device where this computer acts as primary or significant instrument is known as cyber crimes. Cyber crimes are nothing but crimes which are performed by using computer where this computer acts as primary instrument. Next one is, what is meaning of information security? See, information security is also known as cyber security. It is nothing but protecting our device or computer from cyber criminals is known as cyber security. Protecting interconnected systems such as hardware, software, data, etc. from cyber attacks is known as cyber security. See, almost everyone know about rapid growth of internet. If you want any information, by just one click you can get those information in internet. See, this internet is open source. Many of the companies, almost everyone is using internet, such as government, software companies or students, etc. Many of them are using internet. So this internet is open for new way of cheating. It is known as cyber crimes. See, almost 90% of the cyber crimes are performed by using internet. See, this first cyber crime took place in the year 1820. See, cyber crimes are nothing but crimes which are performed by using computer where computer acts as direct or significant instrument. See, cyber security. Cyber security is divided into 2 words. First one is cyber and next one is security. Cyber is nothing but computer system or network or program or data, etc. See, computer system, network, program or data, all these are known as cyber. Next one is security. Security is nothing but system security or network security or program or data security. See, what are the goals of this cyber security? First one is confidentiality. Confidentiality is nothing but keeping information secret is known as confidentiality. Next one is integrity. Integrity is protecting data. Third one is availability. Availability is all resources should be available. All data should be available. without loss. See, these cyber crimes are also known as computer related crimes or computer crimes or internet crimes, and it is also known as e-crimes and high-tech crimes. See, last one, who are cyber criminals? See, cyber criminals are individual or group of people who uses technology or computer or internet in order to perform illegal activities such as stealing of personal information or stealing of companies information, etc. These people are known as cyber criminals. See, commonly there are four types of cyber criminals. First one is identity theft, and second one is internet stackers, third one is phishing scammers or fishers, and fourth one is cyber terrorist. First one is identity theft. Identity theft is nothing but he is an hacker who gain access to the person's personal information. See, who gain access to the victim's personal information is known as identity theft. Example, who get access to the mobile numbers, bank account, passwords, etc. All these are example of identity theft. See, for example, I'm an hacker. I just want to hack my friend's Facebook account. It is an example of identity theft. Next one is internet stackers. It is same as identity theft. Person who monitors online activities such as victim passwords or any personal information is known as internet stackers. Next one is phishing scammers or fishers. See, these phishing scammers are nothing but they are hackers who create fake pages, fake web pages such as fake online sites, fake online shopping sites, etc. See, for example, I am an fisher. I just want to hack my friend's Facebook account. So what I do is I just create fake Facebook page and send to him so that whatever he type such as username and password, once he click on login, I can get his username and password. It is an example of phishing scammers. Next one is cyber terrorists. Cyber terrorists are nothing but they are criminals who try to steal government computer systems or government networks, etc. are known as cyber terrorists. Person who try to steal government's computer systems or government networks that harm to our country or business or organizations, they are known as cyber terrorists. See, what are the techniques that cyber criminal uses in order to hack system? See, these techniques are, first one is DOS. DOS stands for denial of service. See, hackers send some malicious code so that your service gets stopped. See, for example, there is two users communicating each other. Once this hacker send malicious code so that their service get destroyed, so that there is no communication between these two users. Next one is man in middle attack. Man in middle is nothing but he is an hacker. See, these two people are communicating each other, but there is an hacker who watches what these people are doing. This is an example of man in middle. Next one is malware attacks. See, these malware attacks are nothing but such as virus, worms, or Trojan horses, etc. If you send virus, then person's computer is going to get damaged. It is an example of malware attack. Next one is botnets. See, botnets are nothing but they are some code. If you send that code to the user, then his computer is going to get destroyed. It is an example of botnet. What is solution to protect our system from cyber criminals? See, the solution is, first one, use antivirus. Next one, use firewalls, and third one is use proxies and use network encryption techniques, use passwords, etc. so that you can protect your system from cyber criminals. See, by using these 5 techniques, you can protect your system from cyber criminals. First one is proliferation of mobile and wireless devices. What is meaning of proliferation? Meaning of proliferation is growth. Growth of mobile and wireless devices. See, there is lot of growth in mobile and wireless devices. See, day by day there is lot of growth in mobile and wireless devices. In olden days we use land phones for communication, whereas now at present we are using 4G smartphones for communication. See, in olden days land phones are connected with physical links, that is nothing but wires. So we can't carry our land phones from one place to another. But whereas now at present using mobile and wireless devices, we can easily carry from one place to another, and we can access internet, we can share photos, we can share videos, and we can send mails. Now at present we can do all these things by using smartphones. This diagram explains you growth of mobile and wireless devices from desktops to 3G and 4G smartphones. Desktops was introduced first. After desktops, laptops was introduced. After laptops, tablet personal computers, and after tablet personal computers, internet tablets. After internet tablets, PDS stands for personal digital assistant. After PDS, iPhones. After iPhones, smartphones was introduced. After smartphones, now at present we are using 3G and 4G smartphones. See, desktops, laptops and tablet PCs are wireless devices. See, and remaining all these are handheld devices. See, this is a diagram of growth of mobile and wireless devices from desktops to present 3G and 4G smartphones. You need to know what is meaning of mobile computing. Mobile computing is a technology that allows transmission of data, voice, videos via computer or any other wireless enabled devices without having any physical connection. See, as I said before, present we are using technology by which we can transfer data or any messages or videos by using computer or wireless devices without any physical links. See, whereas in olden days people use land phones. See, these land phones are connected by using physical links. See, physical links are nothing but wires. But now at present we are using 4G and 3G smartphones, laptops, by which we can transfer data or any information wireless without any physical links. Computing was first introduced in the year 1973. One is types of mobility. Before that, you need to know what is meaning of mobility. Ability to move from one place to another easily is known as mobility. Mobility is classified into four types. First one is user mobility, next one is device mobility, third one is session mobility, and fourth one is service or code mobility. One is attacks in mobile and wireless devices. Following are the attacks that are performed in mobile and wireless devices. First one is smishing. The name itself says attacking person by sending messages. In this, attacker sends malicious code or malicious links through SMS. Once user click on that links, then hacker can gain that person information. Second one is web driving. In web driving, attacks are performed by sending website links to person. See, in web driving, attacker sends fake website links in order to hack person. Next one is WEP. WEP stands for Wired Equipment Privacy. WEP attacks are performed when user connect the public Wi-Fi. See, when user connect with public Wi-Fi, that is free Wi-Fi, then attacker can easily hack those persons who are connected with free Wi-Fi. One is bluejacking. The name itself says sending messages through Bluetooth. In this, attacker sends some malicious messages by using Bluetooth in order to hack those person. It is an example of bluejacking. Next one is replay attacks. See this example of replay attack. See, there is an user C. This person is hacker. What he do is he hacks user A Facebook account and communicate with user B in the name of A. So what user B thinks that message is coming from user A, but actually user C is sending these messages. Example of replay attack. Sixth one is blue snarfing. Unauthorized access to the information by using Bluetooth is known as blue snarfing. See, for example, there is an hacker. He transfers all the files such as videos, images, etc. by using Bluetooth. It is an example of blue snarfing. Seventh one is WPA attacks. WPA stands for Wi-Fi Protected Access. It is an olden technology for protecting Wi-Fi's. If you are using WPA security to your Wi-Fi, then attacker can easily hack your Wi-Fi. So now at present, in order to overcome this problem, WPA Wi-Fi got introduced. And last one is RF jamming. RF stands for radio frequency jamming. Attacking device by sending continuous radio frequency signals is known as RF jamming. See how criminals plan all these attacks. How these attacks works? See, this attacks works by sending internet mails, sending messages through WhatsApp, Facebook, and any other social media apps, and next by voice calls and by sending text messages. By using all these things, criminals perform attacks. Third one is security in mobile and wireless devices. How to secure your mobile and wireless devices in order to avoid attacks. To follow these things in order to secure your mobile and wireless devices. First one is use antivirus. Next one is keep up-to-date softwares. Always try to update your apps or softwares. And next one is use passwords or fingerprint locks in order to protect your mobile devices or wireless devices. And next one is don't use illegal apps or third-party apps. Always try to download apps from Play Store. Don't use any cracked version softwares, and always try to use secure communications and always encrypt all the data that is present in mobile and wireless devices. By using all these methods, you can secure your mobile and wireless devices. Next one is credit card frauds. Nowadays, many of them are using credit cards in order to perform online shoppings or online transactions and many more. Credit card frauds are the frauds that are performed by using credit cards. Crimes that are performed by using credit cards are known as credit card frauds. See, these credit card frauds are classified into two types. First one is traditional method and next one is modern method. In traditional method, hacker uses fake documents in order to purchase credit card. In traditional method, what hacker do is he steal all the documents such as Aadhaar card, PAN card, pass photos, etc. in order to purchase credit card. One is modern method. See, in modern method, hacker tries to generate new credit cards or hacker try to create new credit cards. Hacker copy data from one credit card to another credit card. All these activities are performed in modern method. See, modern method is further classified into three types. First one is triangulation method and next one is credit card generator and third one is skimming technique. See, in triangulation method, hacker create fake online shopping site and send it to the users. When users enter credit card details in order to purchase item, so all this information is transferred to the hacker. See this example. There is an user A is hacker. What he do is he create fake web page. See, this is online shopping web page. See, this web page contains mobile phone. This price is 5,000 rupees. So what this user think is, so this mobile is of 5,000 rupees. So user entered all the credit card details in order to purchase this product. So what are the details that are entered in this site is transferred to the hacker. It is an example of triangulation method. Next one is credit card generators. See, in internet there are so many websites present in order to generate fake credit cards. So hackers generate fake credit cards by using websites. And last one is skimming technique. See, there is black color strip present in the credit card. So all the details are present in this black strip. See, this is fake credit card created by hacker. So hacker copy all the data present in this black strip to another credit card. It is an example of skimming technique. See, cyberstalking is also known as harassment or blackmailing, etc. See, nowadays many of them are using internet and many of them are using social media sites such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc. So it is easy for hackers to gain information. So it is easy for attackers to gain personal information such as personal images, personal videos, etc. And this attacker start blackmailing us. It is an example of cyberstalking. Stalk is nothing but harassment or blackmailing or teasing people. See, in USA, 1 out of 12 men and 1 out of 45 men are harassed, and in Delhi, if women are stalked, they can call to 1096. If women are stalked, they can complain to National Commission for Women, that is NCW. See, by following this method, you can avoid cyber stalking. First one is keep low profile. See, for example, in Instagram, don't give your complete details such as birthplace, etc. Just give basic information such as name and place, etc. Next one is use up-to-date softwares. Next one is hide IP address. And last one is avoid disclosing sensitive information, that is don't give sensitive information to social media accounts. And what to do in case if you have been stalked. First one is block person. If any person is blackmailing or harassing, then first step is to block that person. Next step is report to platform. See, if that person is blackmailing in WhatsApp, so report him to that particular platform, that is WhatsApp. Next, last step is call to police. These are the 3 steps that you need to follow. Topic is cyber cafe and cyber crimes. What is meaning of cyber cafe? See, cyber cafe is nothing but it is internet cafe. I think we all know what is meaning of internet cafe. People, those who don't have laptops or systems, they go for internet cafes and access this system by paying 1 hour. See, in February 2009 survey, almost 90% were male candidates who are using these internet cafes, and they were in between 15 to 35 age group. Out of that, 52% were graduates and postgraduates, and out of that 50% were students who are using this internet cafe. See, there are 2 types of risk in this internet cafe. First one is we don't know what kind of software that are present in the system, and next one is by using shoulder peeping technique, hacker can easily get password or any information. See, many of the cyber criminals uses this internet cafe to plan attack. See, a survey conducted in top cities in India revealed following facts. They are: first one, almost every internet cafe is using pirated softwares. They are not using legal softwares. They are using illegal softwares. Next one is antivirus was not up to date. See, all the internet cafes do not have up to date antivirus. See, almost many cafes are using deep freeze technique to protect computers. It is a major disadvantage because by using deep freeze, attacker can easily hack system. 4th step is annual maintenance is not maintained, and 5th step is pornography websites were not blocked. And sixth step is almost every internet cafe owners do not have any idea about security policies, and they have very less awareness regarding security. And last step, that is seventh step, is state police do not conduct periodic visits. See, following are the tips that students must follow if they go to internet caves. First one is always log out. If you open any sites, then always log out your system. Next one is don't leave your system without closing sites which you have opened. And third step is clear histories or temporary files. And last step is don't do online transactions in internet cafe. It is attack vector. Attack vector is malicious code. Once attacker inject this malicious code in the target system, then he can easily gain access to the system. See, by using this malicious code, attacker can easily identify what are the weaknesses that are present in the system. See, attacker can easily find any information, and this attack vector includes virus, malwares, email attachments, text messages, social engineering, and SQL injection. See, that means attack vector can be either virus or malware or any social engineering technique, and these attacks are performed by sending email messages or text messages. Topic is cloud computing. See, almost everyone is using cloud because it is an online storage device. What is the advantage of cloud is there is no loss of data. See, for example, if you store information in pen drives or any other CD drives, there is high possibility for loss of data. So, in order to protect our data, maximum many of them are using cloud storage. And this cloud storage is low cost when compared to CDs or pen drives or hard disk. See, what are the attacks that attacker can perform in this cloud storage? First one is denial of service attack. That is nothing but damage of service. Next one is data lost. And third one is phishing and social engineering attacks. The risks that are present in cloud computing. First one is privacy. See, attacker can easily hack cloud storage, so there is problem with privacy. And next one is availability. See, data may lost in cloud. This is an example of availability. And third one is changes. See, some changes may occur in cloud storage. See, if attacker perform DOS attack, that is denial of service attack, then we can't access our cloud storage. Next one is data lost. See, data loss can be either internal or external. Next one is phishing attack and social engineering attack. See, attacker create fake cloud page in order to gain username and password. Next one, cyber forensics. What is meaning of cyber? Cyber is nothing but anything related to computer or network is known as cyber. Computer or network is known as cyber. And what is meaning of forensics? Investigation of crime is known as forensics. Investigation of computer and network in order to identify criminals is known as cyber forensics. See, these cyber forensics are classified into two types. First one is computer forensics and next one is network forensics. See, computer forensics. Computer forensics is a technique of examining computer in order to identify evidence such that this evidence is used in investigating or deal with crime and criminal investigations. See, computer forensics is nothing but investigation of computer. That is examining the computer in order to identify evidence so that this evidence is used in dealing with crime and criminal investigations. See, this investigation is carried out by computer forensic expert. This computer forensic expert uses different kinds of tools and techniques in order to examine computer. See, this computer forensics is more complex than data recovery, because see, in data recovery we use some tools and techniques in order to recover deleted files, but whereas in computer forensics we need to recover all the data that has been lost, and as well as we need to collect maximum information related to that lost data. Network forensics. See, network forensics is same as computer forensics. It is, instead of examining computer, we need to examine network. Network is nothing but internet. Instead of examining computer, we need to verify internet. We need to examine internet. Next one is digital forensics. Once computer is attacked, once crime has taken place, see what this investigation officer do is, investigation officer takes that victim's computer and try to collect complete information regarding this crime, and all this information is stored in drive. Investigating or examining devices in order to retrieve or recover deleted files is known as digital forensics. See life cycle. See, for cyber forensics, computer forensics, and network forensics and digital forensics, life cycle is same. See, life cycle contains 4 steps. First one is preserving, next one is analyzing, third one is documenting, and fourth one is presenting. See, computer forensic expert collect all the information regarding the crime and he stored complete information in drive. See, after collecting information, computer forensic expert analyze that whether the information which is collected is correct or not. Once he realizes that the collected information is correct, then he document the information in particular format. That is nothing but documenting the evidence in particular format, and after that he present this information in court. First step is preserving, that is nothing but collecting information, and next step is analyzing the information, that is whether collected information is correct or not, and after verifying that information is correct, after knowing that information is correct, then the computer forensic expert document this information. After documenting the information, he present this information in court. Next one is digital evidence. See, evidence which is collected by computer forensic expert is stored in particular drive or particular device such as pen drives or hard disk, etc. Such evidence is known as digital evidence. Court will accept this digital evidence. See, for example, if court did not accept this digital evidence, then this forensic officer should explain that the information which he has gathered is correct. See, any data or information that can be stored and transmitted in digital form which can be used as evidence is known as digital evidence. Next one is chain of custody concept. See, after collecting the evidence, we need to store that evidence in particular device and we need to secure that device, and we should not perform investigation on original data. We should perform investigation on copy of the data. See, the data which is collected by computer forensic expert, that data should be secured. It is known as chain of custody. See, for all these answers, try to write these 4 steps. And last one is email forensics. See, investigating or examining emails is known as email forensics. See, in our daily life there are so many email crimes are happening, such as hackers send us some fake links through email. So once we click on that links, our data are transferred to him. And similarly, attacker sends some links such as you got 1 crore, so click on this link. If you click on such links, so all the data is transferred to the attacker. So it is very easy to identify such fraud activities, because such mails contain so many grammatic mistakes. So by identifying such mistakes, you can easily identify attacker. See, this is the structure of email. Client send request and whereas server give response. Friends, I have provided complete cybersecurity tutorials in description. You can watch from there. Thank you. Guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, I am going to explain what is meaning of cyber forensics and what is meaning of digital forensics and digital forensics life cycle and what is digital evidence and what is chain of custody concept. Before starting this video, please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Let's start our video, guys. So on cyber forensics, what is meaning of cyber? Cyber is nothing but anything related to computer or network is known as cyber. Computer or network is known as cyber. And what is meaning of forensics? Investigation of crime is known as forensics. Investigation of computer and network in order to identify criminals is known as cyber forensics. See, the cyber forensics are classified into two types. First one is computer forensics and next one is network forensics. See, computer forensics. Computer forensics is a technique of examining computer in order to identify evidence such that this evidence is used in investigating or deal with crime and criminal investigations. See, computer forensics is nothing but investigation of computer, that is examining the computer in order to identify evidence so that this evidence is used in dealing with crime and criminal investigations. See, this investigation is carried out by computer forensic expert. This computer forensic expert uses different kinds of tools and techniques in order to examine computer. See, this computer forensics is more complex than data recovery because see, in data recovery we use some tools and techniques in order to recover deleted files, but whereas in computer forensics we need to recover all the data that has been lost and as well as we need to collect maximum information related to that lost data. Network forensics. See, network forensics is same as computer forensics. It is instead of examining computer we need to examine network. Network is nothing but internet. Instead of examining computer we need to verify internet, we need to examine internet. Next one is digital forensics. Once computer is attacked, once crime has taken place, see what this investigation officer do is, investigation officer takes that victim's computer and try to collect complete information regarding this crime, and all this information is stored in drive. Investigating or examining devices in order to retrieve or recover deleted files is known as digital forensics. See, life cycle. See, for cyber forensics, computer forensics and network forensics and digital forensics, life cycle is same. See, life cycle contains 4 steps. First one is preserving, next one is analyzing, third one is documenting and fourth one is presenting. See, computer forensic expert collect all the information regarding the crime and he stored complete information in drive. See, after collecting information, computer forensic expert analyze that whether the information which is collected is correct or not. Once he realizes that the collected information is correct, then he document the information in particular format, that is nothing but documenting the evidence in particular format, and after that he present this information in court. First step is preserving, that is nothing but collecting information, and next step is analyzing the information, that is whether collected information is correct or not, and after verifying that information is correct, after knowing that information is correct, then the computer forensic expert document this information. After documenting the information, he present this information in court. Next one is digital evidence. See, evidence which is collected by computer forensic expert is stored in particular drive or particular device such as pen drives or hard disk, etc. Such evidence is known as digital evidence. Court will accept this digital evidence. See, for example, if court did not accept this digital evidence, then this forensic officer should explain that the information which he has gathered is correct. See, any data or information that can be stored and transmitted in digital form which can be used as evidence is known as digital evidence. Next one is chain of custody concept. See, after collecting the evidence, we need to store that evidence in particular device and we need to secure that device. And we should not perform investigation on original data. We should perform investigation on copy of the data. See, the data which is collected by computer forensic expert, that data should be secured. It is known as chain of custody. See, for all these answers, try to write these 4 steps. And last one is email forensics. See, investigating or examining emails is known as email forensics. See, in our daily life, there are so many email crimes are happening, such as hackers send us some fake links through email. So once we click on that links, our data are transferred to him. And similarly, attacker sends some links such as you got 1 crore, so click on this link. If you click on such links, so all the data is transferred to the attacker. So it is very easy to identify such fraud activities because such mails contain so many grammatic mistakes. So by identifying such mistakes, you can easily identify attacker. See, this is the structure of email. Client send request and whereas server give response. Next one is social media marketing issues. See, we can store and as well as we can transfer information in internet. Almost everyone are using social media sites such as Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter and many more. So the social media has made our world get more connected. Almost all the business informations are getting transferred by using internet. But there is problem that many of the hackers and scammers are getting involved. So it is necessary to secure our social media sites. The most common social media attacks are, first one is human errors. Human errors are nothing but unexpectedly sending our company's information to others. It is known as human error. Next one is third-party apps. See, many of the organizations uses third-party apps which are not at all secure. So we need to use secure apps. Third one is phishing attacks. See, phishing attacks are nothing but attackers send fake web pages to users in order to hack information. And fourth one is privacy settings. See, many of the companies do not have any privacy settings. Fifth one is malware attacks. Malware attacks are nothing but sending virus messages or sending files that contains virus are the example of malware attacks. Sixth one is no security. See, many of the mobile phones do not have any security such as passwords or fingerprint locks, etc. So we need to secure our mobile devices by using passwords or fingerprint scanners, etc. The following are the security tips that we need to follow. First one is company need to create some policies in order to secure devices. Next one is train your staff. See, in company there are so many staffs present but they do not have any knowledge about security. So company's managers should train staff. Third one is limited social media access. In company we need to give access to only few people. We should not give access to all the employees present in the company. We need to give access to only limited people. Fifth one is put someone in charge. See, we need to keep someone in charge. So this person take in charge for securing devices. Sixth one is always monitor your social media accounts. And last one is perform regular auditing. So that is nothing but regularly checking our social media sites so that you can know whether anyone has hacked our system or not. Next one is cost of cybercrimes and IPR issues. See, with growth of use of internet, cybercrimes are also growing. Cybercrimes on intellectual properties are also getting increased. See, these intellectual properties are classified into 3 types. First one is copyrights and next one is patents and third one is trademarks. Stealing of copyrights, patents and trademarks using internet or computer comes under intellectual property crimes. See, let's see copyrights and trademarks. See, there are two types of intellectual properties that are frequently stolen. First one is stealing of software and next one is stealing of material and getting sold. See, many of the cyber criminals try to steal softwares that are present in internet and uploading that hacked software in internet, and many of the materials are stolen by hackers. See, many of the materials are present in internet, so all these materials are stolen by hacker and later on they are getting sold. See, these two crimes are happening frequently. See, in olden days, if you want to perform any crime, you should have some people and some money and we need some time. But now at present, crimes are happening very fast because many of the criminals are performing crimes by using internet. So by using internet, criminals can perform crimes within fraction of seconds. In olden days, we can easily identify criminals, but now at present we can't able to identify criminals because many of the criminals are performing crimes by using internet. So it is very hard to find those criminals. See, they simply perform crime by using internet. Later on, they delete all the information present in computer and disappear. So we can't able to catch those criminals. Telangana IP Crime Unit (TIPCU) is one of the first unit that has been launched in order to deal with IP crimes, that is intellectual property crimes. See, following are the some of the ways which we can use in order to protect our intellectual property. They are frequently update list of intellectual properties that are need to be secured. See, always keep on updating the intellectual properties. Next one is company can increase security to access trade secrets. That is nothing but don't give access to all the employees present in the company. Give only limited access to the employees. Third one is reduce people who can access. As I said before, don't give access to all the employees. Give access to limited people. Third one is company need to be up to date softwares. See, many of the companies are using out of date softwares. So we need to update all those softwares. Keep up to date softwares in order to secure devices. And educate employees, explain employees about crimes and how to secure devices. And last one is install antivirus softwares. Though you use all these techniques, there is no guarantee in securing intellectual properties because cyber criminals are introducing new technologies. Many of the cyber criminals are growing day by day. So there is no guarantee that though you use all these techniques, crimes can take place. See, almost everyone know what is meaning of crime. There is no need of introduction. And almost everyone is aware of internet. Nowadays, many of them are using internet, almost everyone. Due to rapid growth of internet is open for new way of cheating. It is known as cyber crimes. In order to deal with these cyber crimes and cyber security, Indian Act 2000 was established. See, this Information Technology Act 2000 was established by Indian Parliament in the year 2000, October 17th. It deals with cyber crimes and electronic commerce, that is nothing but online shopping sites. See, President K.R. Narayan and IT Minister Mr. Pramod Mahajan, these two people played very important role in creating this IT Act 2000. See, this act is not only applicable in India, but also it is applicable for all over the country. See, for example, if US people performed crime in India, then this cyber law is applicable for that foreign country people too. See, following are the sections and punishments. See, first one is section 43. In section 43, damage to computer system. So punishment is to pay penalty to the affected person. Next one is section 44A, that is failure to report or return document to the controller. Then penalty is 1,50,000. Section 44B, failure to return book or document, then penalty is 5,000. Next one is section 44C, failure to maintain book or record, penalty is 10,000. Next one is section 53, damage to computer network, damage to computer system or network, then penalty is 1 crore. Next one is section 65, illegal use of computer documents, 3 years jail or 2 lakh penalty or both. Next one is section 66, that is computer hacking or performing illegal activities, 3 years jail or 5 lakhs penalty or both. Under section 66, it is further classified into section 66B, receiving stolen computer, that is nothing but stealing personal computer. Section 66C, using password of another person. Section 66D, cheating computer or communication. Section 66E, punishing private image to the publishing private image of others. Section 66F, act of cyber terrorism, that is hacking companies information or organization. Section 67, publishing image of others, 5 lakhs or 3 years jail or both. If that person perform same thing next time, then these punishments get doubled. Next one is section 67A, publishing images contain sexual act. Next one 67B, publishing child porn. Next one 67C, failure to maintain record. For these three, penalty is 5 lakhs or 3 years jail or both. Next one section 68, not complying with direction of control, that is not following our company's manager, not following the rules of company's manager. So penalty is 1 lakh or 2 years jail or both. Section 70, damage to the protected system, fine or 10 years jail. Section 72, breaking confidentiality of information system, that is nothing but leaking our company's secrets to other companies. So penalty would be 1 lakh or 2 years jail or both. Next one is section 73, publishing false digital signature, same penalty is 1 lakh or 2 years jail or both. Last one is section 74, publishing digital signature for fraud purpose, penalty is same, 1 lakh or 2 years jail or both. These are the punishments that are under ITA Act 2000. One is registry settings. See, it is very important to learn registry settings because all database, Windows and software settings are present in this registry. Most of the computer devices are getting hacked easily. Though there are so many softwares are getting introduced in order to secure our devices, but there is no guarantee in security. Part of survey, our experts have said that most of the Windows security issues are occurred due to improper configuration. So users need to add some additional registry settings in order to secure our device. Though there are so many settings that are already configured in control panel, or though they have so many group policies, though we have all this, we need to add some additional registry settings in order to secure our devices. These registry settings provide us high level security. ActiveSync is a synchronization software created by Microsoft in the year 1996. This ActiveSync act as gateway between Windows personal computers and Windows mobile devices. By using ActiveSync, we can easily transfer all the information such as pictures, music, videos, and any applications. We can easily transfer all this information by using ActiveSync. See, this ActiveSync is directly synchronized with Microsoft Server so that we can keep all the information such as emails and calendar etc. up to date, and we can easily transfer information. Next one is authentication security services. Now at present everyone are using modern computers. These modern computers have ability to provide service to multiple users at a time. These modern computers have ability to respond all the requests sent by user. But password based authentication is not suitable for computer networks because hackers can easily hack passwords. So password based authentication is not at all secure for mobile networks. See, there are two components for security in mobile computing. So you can secure mobile devices. Security in mobile computing is classified into two types. First one is security of device and next one is security in network. First one, security in device. See, nowadays all the devices are connected to internet. That is nothing but network. So it is important to secure our devices because all the information such as videos, images, etc. are present in the devices. Connect your device to internet. Following are the attacks that attacker can perform. First one is DOS attack. DOS stands for denial of service attack. And next one is traffic analysis. See, in traffic analysis, hacker do not access your information, but he just watch what you are doing. Third one is eavesdropping technique. By using eavesdropping technique, hacker can easily gain all the information. Fourth one is man in middle attack. It is same as traffic analysis. In man in middle attack, attacker watches what people are doing. One is security in network. So you can secure your network in following ways. First one is use wireless application protocol. See, this wireless application protocol is used in order to secure our network. Next one is use virtual private networks and use Kerberos. Use names and password verifications and use hybrid method. See, hybrid method is combination of both password and as well as fingerprint. See, many of the mobile devices are getting hacked easily. So in order to provide high security, you need to use hybrid technique. That is nothing but combination of both password and as well as fingerprint lock. You need to keep both password and fingerprint lock in order to secure our device. See, these Kerberos are used in order to access network in secure way. Classification of cyber crimes. See, these cyber crimes are classified into two types. First one is where computer act as target and next one is where computer is tool. See, for example, I just want to hack my friend laptop by using my laptop. See, here my laptop act as tool where my friend's laptop is target machine. See here where computer is target, that means here my friend's computer is target machine, and whereas my computer act as tool where computer is tool. See, in target computer, hacker can perform activities like unauthorized access, next one injecting malicious code, next one is interruption of service, and fourth one is misuse of service. See, unauthorized access is nothing but hacking system. Next one is malicious code. See, next one is malicious code. Malicious code is nothing but it is a code that contains virus, worms, trojan horse or software bomb. See, if I inject this malicious code into target system, then the system stop working. Next one is interruption of service. See, if two persons communicating each other, then third person, that is hacker, damaged this communication link, then there is no communication between these two persons. It is known as interruption of service. See, there is no service between them because hacker damaged this communication link. Fourth one is misuse of service. See, misuse of service is, in company there are so many people working. Each employee has different kind of service. See, for example, in company, manager has right to access database, but instead of manager, employee accessed the database. That means employee misused that service. It is an example of misuse of service. Next one is where computer act as tool. By using computer as a tool, attacker can perform following activities such as content violation and improper use of communication, and third one is unauthorized alteration of data or software for personal or organization gain. See, first one is content violation, that is nothing but misuse of content. Example, child pornography. If you upload child pornography images or videos in internet, it is crime. Next one is copyright crime. See, some softwares has copyright. See, softwares which has copyright, you are not able to access that softwares. If you try to access this copyrighted softwares, then it is crime. See, third one is military secrets. If you try to leak military secrets, it is crime. Next one is forgery documents, that is nothing but creating fake documents. Next one is hacking. Hacking is nothing but hacking system, mobile, etc. It is crime. Next one is DOS attack. DOS is nothing but denial of service. Denial of service is performed by hackers in order to stop service between source and destination. Next one is virus attack. Virus attack is common type of attack where hacker try to inject virus into target system. Next one is phishing attack. Phishing attack is a method of creating fake websites, fake web pages, etc. Next one is credit card frauds. Credit card frauds is a method of creating fake credit cards or purchase of credit cards by using fake documents, etc. All these are examples of credit card frauds. Social engineering is a psychological manipulation of users to make mistake. See, for example, I want to gain my friend's information. So what I do is just create one web page. See, I am hacker. I created one fake web page like click here and win 10,000 rupees. So if I send to my friend watch this website and he gets psychologically manipulated. That is, if I click on this website, I can get 10,000 rupees. So it is nothing but psychological manipulations. Once this person click on this web page, all his information get transferred to the hacker. It is an example of social engineering. It is nothing but psychological manipulation to make mistakes. See here, this person make mistake by clicking on this web page. See, there are 3 steps in social engineering. First one is identify information. Next one is find vulnerabilities are nothing but weakness of the person. Find weakness of the person and then plan attack. See, as I said before, see here hacker identified his information, that is this person is staying in some place, he is using different kind of laptop, etc. And find his weakness. This person weakness is money. So this hacker created web page related to money and planned attack and received information of the person. Social engineering is a psychological manipulation of users to make mistake. See, for example, I want to gain my friend's information. So what I do is just create one web page. See, I am hacker. I created one fake web page like click here and win 10,000 rupees. So if I send to my friend watch this website and he gets psychologically manipulated. That is, if I click on this website, I can get 10,000 rupees. So it is nothing but psychological manipulations. Once this person click on this web page, all his information get transferred to the hacker. It is an example of social engineering. It is nothing but psychological manipulation to make mistakes. See here, this person make mistake by clicking on this web page. See, there are 3 steps in social engineering. First one is identify information. Next one is find vulnerabilities. Vulnerabilities are nothing but weakness of the person. Find weakness of the person and then plan attack. See, as I said before, see here hacker identified his information, that is this person is staying in some place, he is using different kind of laptop etc. And find his weakness. This person weakness is money. So this hacker created web page related to money and planned attack and received information of the person. Social engineering attacks can be either direct attack or indirect attack or third party attacks. See social engineering life cycle. First one is gathered information of the target person. Next, plan attack and find what are the tools that are required to attack person and start attack. This is a life cycle of social engineering. First one gather information, next one plan attack, and third step acquire tools, and fourth one is attack. See what are the techniques that are present in social engineering. First one is batting, next one is phishing attack. Batting is nothing but creating fake web pages. Once you click on that web page, all your information is get transferred to the hacker, as I said before example. Next one is phishing attack. Phishing attack is a method of creating fake web pages, such as creating fake Facebook account etc. Once hacker create fake Facebook account page and send to the target person, if the target person write username and password and click on login, then all his information, that is username and password, get transferred to the hacker. See here, hacker created fake web page that contains username and password and sent to the attacker, that is target person. If this person enters username and password and click on login, then this username and password get transferred to the hacker. This is an example of phishing attack. Following are the steps that you need to follow in order to prevent social engineering attacks. First one is don't open fake emails or fake messages from unknown sources. Next one is use multi-factor authentication. Multi-factor authentication is creation of password and as well as fingerprint lock etc. See, next one is be aware of tempting offers. See, some fake sites send you some web pages by creating tempting offers such as buy this phone just for 10 rupees etc. Once you click on these web pages, your information get transferred to the hacker. Next one is keep antivirus and anti-malware softwares up to date. Use up to date antivirus. Next one is how criminal plan attack. See, criminal uses different kind of methods and tools to find weakness of the target person. See, before knowing that, you need to know what are the kinds of attacks. Attacks are of two types. First one is active attack and next one is passive attacks. See, criminal just attack the person, that is attack the laptop, and then watch what are the information that is present in the laptop. This is an example of active attacks. Passive attacks. See, in passive attacks, attacker modifies the information present in the laptop, such as delete the information, delete images, delete files, or modify the files, etc. See, following are the steps that attacker follow in order to hack any person. First one is gather information. See, first gather information of the person which you want to hack. After gathering information, next plan attack and acquire tools which are required to attack person, and next start attack. So there are 4 steps. First step is gather information, next one is plan attack, and third step is acquire tools, and fourth one is launch attack. See, what are the types of cybercrimes? See, cybercrimes are classified into 3 types. First one, where target is person, and next one where target is asset, and where target is organization. See, if person try to hack person's bank account or person's information is known as crime where target is person. Next one is where target is asset, stealing laptop or attacking laptop by sending some code, etc. The person intention is attacker intention is to damage laptop, so your target is asset. Next one is where target is organization, where target is company. This attacker try to damage company's information, company's laptop, etc. It is known as target as organization. These criminals are also known as cyber terrorists.